In particular, the strength and weirdness of the Dragon Cave Mountain protective formation made these powerhouses even more concerned. Needless to say about Thunder Typhoon Sect and Battle Sky Union, two big force. Double Heart Valley, Independent Fire Religion, Floating Mist Palace, Clean Sky Sect, Defense Fire Union. These great forces that rank among the first on the Shadowed Star are all coveting the protective formation of the Dragon Cave Mountain. On a small hill, there can be such a strong defense formation. Who is the one who set up such sacred formation? No one cares whether Dragon Cave Mountain survives or perishes, but everyone cares about who is the expert who set up the formation. If they can save the formation expert at a critical moment, they may be able to draw him into their own forces and work for them. Everyone had their own ulterior plans, but all of them tacitly chose to sit on the sidelines and let the Xie family take the lead and lead several forces to jointly launch an attack on Dragon Cave Mountain. At the same time, in Dragon Cave Mountain, Wu Yi and Xianxia retreated to the back of the mountain protective formation, their faces pale. When the two went out side by side just now, when they went to negotiate, although they were calm and relaxed, and did not appear to be timid. But anyone who saw so many masters gathered around the area will have a bit fear in the bottom of their hearts. The two women had never seen such a big force. Especially at this critical moment, neither Yang Kai nor Yang Yan are in the mountains. If it weren't for Wu Yi having a thorough understanding of Dragon Cave Mountain's formation, she would have been already disheartened. Regarding the degree of familiarity with the many large formations covering Dragon Cave Mountain, apart from Yang Yan who arranged the formation, it is Wu Yi who know more about it. Even Yang Kai did not know as much as her. After all, when Yang Yan was setting up the formation, Wu Yi was watching her on the side, and from what she saw and heard from Yang Yan, she also knew how dangerous the Dragon Cave Mountain are. So even if she feel uneasy, her emotions were fairly stable. She retreated to the back of the big formation, and issued a series of instructions. However, it is definitely not enough to rely on the formation array. Even if the formation array is strong, it will always be broken if it was keep beaten without fighting back. The current plan is to contact Yang Kai and Yang Yan immediately. With either of them here, Dragon Cave Mountain could counter the attack. But Wu Yi didn't know where the two went. And she don't know when they will come back. When she was very anxious. Qian Yu's expression on the side suddenly changed, and she quickly took out her communication compass, released her spiritual mind to perceive the message for a while, and then after a while, she said with joy, Yang Kai and Yang Yan are back. Really? Wu Yi was overjoyed. As if she had caught a life-saving straw while drowning. Yes, it was Yang Kai who sent a message for information. Where are they? Wu Yi looked around, but still couldn't see Yang Kai. Hidden outside. Yang Kai said there were too many people outside, and it was difficult to sneak in without people knowing it, so he didn't come in. But what? However, he said that he wants you to remove the mountain in protection formation, and then let everyone hide in the cave mansion, then tell the foreign elder Chang and foreign elder how to wait for the opportunity to meet the enemy. He and Yang Yan will also find opportunities to take action. That's it. Wu Yi showed a pensive expression, and everyone else also had a calm expression. Only Ning Shangchin, who had only been here for 2 days, had a dumbfounded expression. That young boy shouldn't be crazy, right? Why did you issue such an outrageous order? Although he has not been to Dragon Cave Mountain for a long time, he also knows the level and number of cultivators here. There are dozens of people, however the realm of cultivation is uneven. There are Saint King, Saint Stage, and even Transcendent Stage. Only Changchi and Hoenn were the only ones who could take a shot. On the other hand, there are more than 30 Void Return Stage, many of whom are in the Second Order realms, and more than 200 are in the Saint King realm. Now this situation can be delayed for some time if the mountain protection formation is fixed, but once the formation is withdrawn, isn't it hitting the stone with an egg and seeking a dead end? Even if Yang Kai's own combat power is strong, he is only one man, plus Changchi and Hoenn. What great things can he achieve? Ning Shangchin couldn't figure it out. When he was about to ask, he suddenly saw Wu Yi pursed her lips and calmly said, "If this is the case, then do as he said. It's time to let these shameless people take a look at the fangs of our dragon cave mountain." She said directly and did not put the people outside in her eyes at all, as if only a command from Yangkai gave her great confidence. Ning Shangchin almost bite off his tongue. Xianxia responded and immediately began to send orders to let everyone hide in Yangkai's cave mansion. The cave mansion is the place with the most tightly protected and most restricted formations in Dragon Cave Mountain. Unless there is a token to open it, if you want to storm in, it is even harder to break than the mountain protective formation. When Yangkai's order was delivered, Wu Yi knew what he wanted to do. Of course, she would not refute Yangkai's decision, she just obeyed it. The cultivators acted in a hurry. After receiving Xianyu's message, they came from all directions and hid in the cave mansion. In the blink of an eye, only Changchi, Haoan, Xianyue, Wu Yi and Ning Shangchin were left outside. At this moment, Wu Yi frowned slightly and glanced at Ning Shangchin. Even with her cleverness, she didn't know how to arrange Ning Shangchin at this moment. Let him take refuge in the cave mansion? It's really inappropriate. The cave mansion is Yangkai's place for a retreat. There are many secrets hidden there. Although they have been hidden by the restrictions, it would be a troublesome thing if Ning Shangchin accidentally discovered something. It would definitely not acceptable for him to leave here either. The other party had taken the initiative to stay before and was willing to help Dragon Cave Mountain. Wu Yi was very grateful. Letting him leave at this time was too cold, not to mention, as the enemies outside looked around, Ning Shangchin could not leave. The headache is terrible. Fortunately, Ning Shangchin is an old man. At this moment, he also sees Wu Yi's concerns, and actively speaks, "If it is useful to the old man, please feel welcome to ask." Although the old man is not very strong, he still have a bit of strength and can do something. In just a short time, Ning Shangchin weighed the pros and cons in his mind, and decided to take another gamble. Although he don't know where the confidence of Wu Yi and others came from, their indifferent looks undoubtedly made him feel at ease. Perhaps this Dragon Cave Mountain is really a tiger's den. What's more, he just showed his face in front of the people outside, and he had a verbal confrontation with Xie Li. At this time, even if he wanted to turn back, he felt helpless, so he might as well walk all the way to the dark. It's not that Ning Shangchin has never encountered desperate situation in his life, he has also encountered something more dangerous than the current situation, knowing that the greater the investment, the higher the return. This time, of course, is the best time to make a statement. Moreover, even if Dragon Cave Mountain was really unable to resist the foreign enemies, he might not have no chance to escape. Based on these considerations, Ning Shangchin would take a risk. Well, since Ning old man said so, the little girl will not be polite. Like foreign elder Changchi and Haoan, Ning old man should also look for an opportunity to meet the enemy. The little girl retire first. I wish the three seniors of victory. Wu Yi bowed, turned and walked towards cave mansion. Her cultivation level is now only the second-order Saint King realm, naturally knowing that there is no use staying outside, so she entered the cave mansion decisively. Only Ning Shangchin stood in place with his mouth open, his face dull. He thought that Wu Yi would have any clear instructions and proper plans, but she didn't expect it to be just such a vague answer, waiting for an opportunity to meet the enemy. This is too absurd. Isn't it just falling into the pit? Ning Shangchin felt very uneasy. Changchi patted him on the shoulder and laughed loudly. "Brother Ning, you will be very thankful that you made this decision." This sentence again. Ning Shangchin had heard it twice in just a stick of incense, but the other party didn't make it clear what the trump cards here were. How lucky he was to make such a stupid, self-digging brave. It's decided. Ning Shangchin couldn't laugh or cry. By the way, old Hao, do you still have 2 jars of drunk moon wine? Changchi suddenly remembered something and turned to Haoan and asked. Why? Haoan looked wary. Changchi curled his lips. You and I are old brothers, don't you know what I want to do? Haowen immediately filled with righteous indignation. The last time Wu Yi girl bought 10 jars, you and I divided the 5 jars, and you drank all of your own. Why did you come here to beat the old man? Is Hao such a easy target for bully? Why should the family say these things? Now that brother Ning is here, don't be stingy, old Hao. Take a few sips out, and we can kill the enemy. Shangchin smacked his mouth with a look of endless aftertaste. Haowen gritted his teeth and looked at him with a great grief and indignation. After a long time, he sighed, "It's nothing, and you are coveting these 2 jars of good wine of the old man. Since you are saying it is for brother Ning, Hao would not be stingy. Lest people call me stingy." Having said this, he wiped the space ring on his hand and took out a jar of wine from it. Shangchin chuckled, and quickly took out a few plates of extremely tender spirit fruits from his space ring, and then took out the table and chairs and placed them in front of him. It seemed that he had been prepared. Haowen opened the seal of the drunken moon wine and filled the cup of wine for the 3 of them, so that he could sit down in time. Shangchin greeted Ning Shangchin, and at the same time he drank his glass, his face full of joy, and he urged Haowen to continue filling it. Ning Shangchin looked at the scene that seemed like a silly mischief. His expression was extremely weird. He couldn't understand it anyway. The enemy was crushing them with pressure, and the knife was on their neck. Why are these 2 old brothers still thinking about drinking and having fun? Don't they really know how the dead word is written? After hesitating for a long while, Ning Shangchin sighed and said, "Brother Chang, Brother Hao, if it is convenient for you two, can you tell Ning how to defend against the enemy after the meeting? How can you fight with so many enemies outside for life and death?" Hearing this question, Shangchin and Haowen looked at each other and both laughed. Ning Shangchin was secretly annoyed, and said anxiously, "Do you think it is funny?" Shangchin waved his hand slightly, and said with a solemn expression, "Brother Ning, you have not been to Dragon Cave Mountain for a long time, so although Chang thinks you are quite temperamental, it is really inconvenient to disclose anything, but Chang also asks you to wait and see. See how this group of jumping clowns find their way to death." Well, I dare not say anything else. This glass of wine is not a grand wine, but the triumphant wine we waited for. A jar is worth 100,000 Saint crystals, and it is extremely difficult to buy. Ning brother, why not try it? To be continued.